Yubel is finally in Master Duel and I already saw a lot of people playing it and I have to say a few things. By the way, please don't roast me because of my rank. I literally feel like Mike Tyson fighting in kindergarten when I play ranked. It's just that I don't really play Master Duel at all, but that will change now, because of Yubel finally joining us in Master Duel. If you don't know me, my name is Trinity and my whole YouTube channel is basically just Yubel. I've been playing that deck since Phantom Nightmare. And I topped a regional with it before Phantom came out. And why am I telling you all of that? Well, so you don't think I'm just yapping after watching one combo video and suddenly I'm thinking I know the deck inside out. No, I have experience and I want to share it with you. This is the deck list I can recommend you, and if you already know my channel and watched my other deck profiles or combo videos, you realize very quickly it's very different than the decks I build usually. Well, one simple reason. Best of one, random ladder system, and I just hate that stupid card, but luckily our deck, the Yubel deck, isn't really that bad into Maxi. Let's go quickly over the deck list. Samsara Lotus, the second best one-card combo in the deck, a definite 3-off. 2 Gravesquirmer, usually I play 3 of that because I'm a big fan of it. It enables you to play through almost every hand trap, but in Master Duel we have the card besides it, Maxi. And Gravesquirmer isn't really that great into Maxi, so I do think it's fine to cut it down a little bit. 3 Dark Beckoning Beasts, I sadly only got 2 Royals. I'm kinda sad about that. Anyways, in combination with 3 openings, I do think even though we don't have Fiendsmith yet, or the Summon Sorceress, that it's still good to play a playset of both of them, since they are one of the best extenders and the best cards to draw in a simplified grind game state. And a lot of people just throw every hand trap they have at Beckoning Beast thinking it's a choke point, and I just enjoy that so much, because if you are good with the deck and your hand of course enables that, if it doesn't then any hand trap on any card would have been devastating, you can just extend past that and go full combo more often than not. It's a great card. 1 Shavara, and even though it's unlimited in Master Duel, I do think it's correct to only play 1. It's okay here and there to have it in hand already, but more often than not it will just brick in your hand, so don't play more than 1. If you play a version that is a lot heavier on the Unchained cards, so it plays a lot more, then you can think about playing maybe 2 or 3 Shavaras, but in this Yubel build as it stands, only 1 is correct. 1 OG Yubel, 2 Spirits and 1 Terror Incarnate. Before Fiendsmith came out, I was a big fan of running 3 Phantoms, alone for the reason that it annoys Temper Dragons. But we don't have that problem here in Master Duel just yet, so I think running 2 to make a little bit more room for the Maxi minigame sadly is completely fine. Also, please just play only 1 OG Yubel. A lot of people, especially once Varudras is released, will try to play more than 1, but trust me, even with Varudras you don't need more than 1. And also, don't play the third form, you don't need to, it's literally just another brick. I hope I don't have to explain one for one. And now Piri Rise Map. In the Master Duel game we don't have terraforming because it's banned for some reason, so I looked for some substitute, and before all of the other waves of support came out, I ran Piri Rise Map in my first Yubel version I've ever built, but since Nightmare Throne came out I don't really like that card. But I do think as a one-off to substitute the one terraforming, it's fine. You can grab yourself 1 Beckoning Beast or 1 Samsara, and especially if you have a 2-card combo, it's basically the same as opening Nightmare Throne. A playset of Nightmare Throne, it's literally the best 1-card combo in the deck, it adds consistency and it's an extender, so just play 3. 2 Nightmare Pain, it's one of the best cards in the deck, if you have a setup already. If you don't have a setup, it's very rarely good to have in hand already. Of course, sometimes it is, but in general it is a slower draw and you just don't have any reason to play more than 2. 1 to search in your combo and the other one maybe for follow-up or something. At 2 it's completely fine. A playset of Super Poly, and that's a little bit funny. If you don't know me, a few months ago when only the Phantom Nightmare stuff was out in the TCG, I already made a video talking about Super Poly and that it's in the future probably not as usable anymore, and currently in the TCG I am right, no one plays it. Alone for the reason that it's against the best decks currently not really good, but in Master Duel that is a little bit different. And I basically already mentioned the reasons for that in the video. best of one and a random ladder system. And in those environments, super polymerization is just insane. I mean, even at higher ranks, no one is really playing only meta. You will always meet that one rogue player, that one hero player. Maybe in the mirror match it can be insane if the opponent doesn't play around it. It's just a good card in Master Duel, and especially with Loving Defender and the field wipe, you can here and there win some games you otherwise wouldn't. And I don't have to tell you that it's just insane in a best of one environment, but now we have Chamber. And I play Chamber instead of Escape, always have been, because I value the fact that with Chamber, in your first combo you can use your Rage as link fodder. On top of that, I really like that it puts Rage in the graveyard, so if your opponent has any sort of board breaker, they have to still fight off the Rage. Having layered interruptions in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I mean by that, some on the field, some in the graveyard and maybe some even in your hand, is really good and even a luxury a few decks only have. Eternal favorite, and normally in my current TCG lists I don't really play that card, but it enables you to still perform a pretty good combo if you get max seed in a specific spot, but more to that later. It's a good card. Super poly target, you only really need 2 phantoms. If you want to play 3 you can just cut 1 card, playing 3 is fine, but you don't need to. Super poly target, Army Rush is a lot better than all of the level 1 link ones, just because you can link away Beckoning Beast, and sometimes that can save you if you already have opening in your hand and you need to have Beckoning Beast in the graveyard. Rage, Muckraker, 1 Yama, SP, Anguish, Appaloosa and Access Code. And now I have to say something. A lot of people are playing Cross Sheep to go early into an Appaloosa or something, and while it's okay to do that, it's completely win more and you don't need to. At first glance it makes sense. I mean, you have Phantom, it's easy to summon, in combination with Cross Sheep it's an easy extender. I mean, why should you not play it? And I understand you, because if you think that, because I myself thought that. Very early into my channel, one of my first videos I tested Phantom of Yubel a few months ago, and in my first decklist incorporating Phantom of Yubel I had Cross Sheep in it, but after playing all of the formats since then with Yubel, I came to the realization, goddamn, we don't need to. But first, you can go into Appaloosa more often than not anyways, I will show you that later, and second, you just don't need to. The board you can make without Cross Sheep or even without making Appaloosa at all is strong enough, trust me. Okay, before I talk about the spicy stuff being Duel Chimera and the Princess, let me show you the 1-card combo without Cross Sheep and even without Varudras. Alright, here we are, and ignore all the other cards besides Nightmare Throne. This 1-card combo is only using Nightmare Throne, and we start by using it to grab 1 Samsara the Lotus. Normal summon Lotus, activate its effect to special summon from the deck 1 Spirit to the field, and with Spirit you of course set yourself important, don't add Nightmare Pain, there's almost no reason to do it anyways, just set it so you can play around draw. Now you activate Nightmare Pain, activate its effect to pop the Spirit on the field. And to add yourself 1 Grave Squirmer. Chain, it doesn't really matter how you chain, if your opponent had Ghost Ogre or any other hand trap, at this point he would have used it already. Chain 1 Nightmare Throne, chain 2 Spirit, you can do it any other way, it doesn't really matter. To get a lot of Yubel forms in rotation. Spirit will get the OG Yubel, and of course Nightmare Throne will grab 1 Terror Incarnate and special summon it to the field. Now you use both of them to link into Yama, and Yama will grab you 1 Shavara, the best doggy as I call him often on this channel. And now this is summon number 5, so your opponent has in theory the ability to nip you here, but it won't do anything. You still have Shavara alive, you have Grave Squirmer, and then you have even Yama in the graveyard to extend beyond that. If your opponent nips you here, you can just go full combo anyways. But if he doesn't nip you here, you can just go into Phantom by fusing away 1 Yubel and Terror Incarnate, giving access to Phantom of Yubel and protection against any other further hand trap. Now you activate Squirmer's effect to special summon itself to the field, and after that you link away Yama and Squirmer into Rage. By using Grave Squirmer's graveyard effect you can rebond Spirit of Yubel, and that's the reason why I kept it in the graveyard. Shavara effect to pop the Spirit, to special summon it to the field, and now you just activate Spirit. In that combo without Varudras, we can actually save the Yama for follow-up or if your opponent outs anything, to have a little bit more resilience against a lot of things. Just Spirit Effect to get, of course, again the OG Yubel to the field. And now we do something unusual. Well, at least if you don't know the combo. A lot of people are using Cross Sheep to go early into an Appaloosa, but no. I like to do this. I link away Shavara and Rage into the Promethean Princess. And now since Shavara has hit the graveyard, we can use its effect to bring Chamber to the field, and with Chamber in the following turn you can just use it to reborn Rage. Promethean Princess effect to reborn Shavara, and with Shavara and the Princess we link into the Chimera. And why exactly am I playing that package, and specifically why am I playing that card instead of Emblem Whale or something? Good question and simple answers. I play Chimera instead of Emblem Whale because if you use Princess to pop the Chimera, you can use Chimera to grab back to the hand from the graveyard Shavara. And Shavara is important because with the Princess on the field, if you don't want to give it another extra deck space, you are fire locked. And if you don't play another fire monster, of course you can't get rid of it. But since Promethean Princess is a fiend monster, you can actually use Shavara to pop the Princess to then get rid of the fire lock. But why exactly do I like that package so much, and why do I prefer that over the Cross Sheep package? You have to keep in mind that even though Master Duel is a best of one, if you play Master Duel yourself you know that a lot of people are still playing cards like Droplet and especially Talents. Trust me, if you play the Appaloosa version of it with Cross Sheep, Talents cooks you completely, and in general a lot of bot breaker will. But if you play the Princess package, you still have the Princess in the graveyard and Rage via Chamber, and both of them are really resilient against bot breaker since the only thing live on the field is basically just the Yubel stuff. It just adds a lot of versatility to your end board, and that is completely enough to still be able to stop your opponent from playing at all. Why would you take the risk to lose to Talents, take Appaloosa, Droplet, or maybe even Dark Ruler, I don't know, when you can just instead make that endbot, we are not finished yet by the way, and win anyways because the endbot is still good enough that if you use all your interruptions correctly, your opponent still can't play, and you save a lot more resources by not doing the Cross Sheep stuff. And do not forget, only one card did all of that. It's insane, I mean look at my hand, literally. But we are not finished yet. We go to the end phase, and in the end phase we activate Lotus to reborn itself, and now we activate Yubel to destroy itself. Why are we doing that? Don't activate Yama by the way, and we are doing that because we don't need Yubel on the field and we play around super polymerization by doing that. And that endboard is crazy. Especially considering that only one card did all of that. Again, I can't mention that often enough. It's just insane, and in my opinion better than the Cross Sheep Appaloosa endboard. We have Phantom on the field, we have Samsara, and don't forget Samsara is also a monster negate, but for your information use Phantom first. If you use Samsara first, your opponent can just destroy the Phantom. Use Phantom first to get the OG Yubel to the field, and then you have the other monster negate being Samsara. And on top of that, we have the Princess life and Rage into SP, all of that off one card. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask in the comment section, and originally I planned to include a Maxi guide and a 2-card combo in this video also, but I have to go in a few minutes and I figured okay, then it might be better to dedicate that topic its own video so I can explain everything a lot better, so keep an eye out for that in the following days. See ya!